right, welcome back to Waste Some Time with Jason Green. I am Jason Green. At least last time I checked. I am happy to be here with you. I'm here to happy to spend some time with my fellow time wasters. And we were here the other day and we did the ornament signing, and a lot of you bought ornaments, which was great. And also a lot of those proceeds will go to Toys for Tots. People made generous donations, but we got so caught up in signing ornaments that we didn't get to talk. And I didn't get to tell you about all the things that I've been up to. So we're going to talk a little bit today, and then I'll get to some of your questions and comments. And then at the end of the show, so many of you responded so well to the ornaments that I got another table of ornaments to sign. So at the end of the show, we'll do those. And if you want to get one before the show is over and have it signed to you, link is in the description, I hope. And 20% off with the code BALLS through tomorrow, Tuesday, at midnight. Anyway, we'll chat right after this. Just wanna waste some time with you. Sometimes it seems too good to be true. Nobody out there to waste time with that. All right. I just finished an interview with Michael Sweet of Stryper. Stryper is releasing, or has released, their first Christmas record ever. Can you believe that? First time. Some of the songs they've been playing back as far as 1984. So there was 2 songs that they had done that they re-recorded for this record. There's 5 original Christmas songs and then 5 traditional Christmas songs. It's a fun interview, and it comes out to everyone on Friday. But what we're doing is, if you're a Patreon, we're going to send it to Patreons this evening. And then after that, channel members. So those are just a couple things. And then again, if you're a Patreon, make sure your address is up to date. We went and we got Christmas cards for everybody. And so I'm going to send everybody on the Patreon list a Christmas card. So anyway, that is that. I'm so glad so many of you are coming to the chat and joining me. And we're kicking off a fun old-fashioned family YouTube Christmas. Again, Michael Sweet coming up on Friday. But this morning, I debuted an interview with, I would argue, the person who said the most famous line in movie history, possibly. My guest was Carolyn Grimes from the movie It's a Wonderful Life. And she is the one who says, teacher says, every time a bell rings, an angel gets their wings. I mean, would it be Christmas without It's a Wonderful Life? I mean, everybody's seen the movie and remembers that line. But did you know that she was still alive? She's 85 years old. She's sharper than most of my young guests, to be honest with you. Sharper than most rock and rollers. I mean, she knew how to operate Zoom. And anyway, it's a really fun interview, and absolutely nobody is watching it. The way YouTube works is the evil algorithm. Sometimes it's a great algorithm. I feel like I'm mumbling and talking nonsense like a very famous person who will not tell you what's on their MRI or what part of their body it was. Anyway, but so she was my guest, but the algorithm is used to my audience watching rock and roll and things like that, and doesn't completely get this. So if you're a fan of my interviews, if you're a fan of classic movies, please go watch the interview with Carolyn Grimes. It's not going to get recommended to anybody. It's going to be buried. I was so honored to do the interview. She co-starred with John Wayne, Danny effing K, Bing Crosby, Jimmy Stewart. She was directed by John Ford. She's co-starred with Glenn Ford. Directed by John Ford, Cecil B. DeMille, and Frank Capra. For a movie buff, check out that interview. All right. Now, anyway, most of you are here to hear about Kiss and my travels. So Kiss had this idea to do a cruise, but it was going to be a cruise on land. And actually, first it was just going to be a weekend concert, and people didn't really get it. And so they came up with the concept that it would be called Kiss Cruise Landlocked. And the whole premise was it would be all the things you would love to expect on a cruise, but in a hotel. And the hotel is formerly the Hard Rock Hotel. It's now the Virgin Hotel. I will say I filmed a video about the opening night of the Virgin Hotel. It is nothing special. I don't recommend it. Getting rid of the Hard Rock, it killed all the charm. And it is just another nameless, faceless, pointless hotel. Sad, but that's how I look at it. There's no reason I would ever go there. If you live in Vegas, there was a restaurant called Mr. Lucky's. It was open 24/7, and it was fun. And I went there with so many people, and you'd see famous people come and go. That was a happening hotel, and most of the time they played real rock music. Had great concerts in their venue, The Joint. It's just another casino now. Nothing about it is remarkable or worth going to, sadly. Except this Kiss event was a fun idea. Now, the people running it, I got to be careful what I say. I'm in business with some people, but it wasn't organized. It was a hard show to advance. I'm not the only one who said that. Actually, all the bands involved said it was a difficult experience. As you probably know, Kiss does not own Kiss. A company called Pop House bought it, and they're in business with other companies to bring you live production. There was one young woman there who was organized, and it wasn't even her department, but she stepped up. I don't remember her name, but she stepped up. Violet is her name. It just came back to me. And she was great and easy on the eyes. But she was the only one who really tried to help with everything. Otherwise, it was a bit of a mess. And then it's hard to explain to the band that you're on a cruise, so there's no like guest list. Everyone has guests, and everyone wants to get in for free. This thing costs $3,000 or $4,000 to attend, for 3 nights. So everything was sort of screwed up. And I'll be honest, our hotel situation was screwed up. Our contract didn't call for hotels. They wanted a meet and greet with Stephen and Warren, and the problem is they wanted to do the meet and greet the night after the show when they were already heading home. I said, I'm not going to let them go to another hotel and then come back. If you want to do a meet and greet, do it before the show or after the show. That's not how their schedule worked. So they ended up comping us all really nice hotel rooms, but they made some mistakes, including giving Warren's guitar tech Logan a nicer room than Warren. And that turned into kind of I told Logan, pop your head in Warren's room and tell me if yours is better. And he kind of gave me I said, okay, we got to switch this around. And they were so unorganized that Sam, our drum tech, he wanted to stay for 3 days. So we gave him Warren's reject room, and at least he got a 3-night stay for free. It was pretty good. 21 years old. I wish I was getting a 3-night stay. And then we sort of got it together, and the rooms were really nice. Then they gave me one. I wasn't even supposed to. I didn't need one. I live here. I live a few blocks away. But then I took it just to sort of have a place to rest in between because of this amount of events that go with doing one of these shows. So I went home. I got everyone checked in. Then I went home, and Michelle checks in all the band merchandise and sets that up in the store. I wasn't expecting to sell very much. People were there for Kiss, and the merch was sort of hidden anyway. But so I came back, and I was going to the Ace Frehley Memorial Tribute Jam. I'm not sure what you call it, but a lot of people paying respect to Ace, and not Kiss, but other people. And the idea was Ace Frehley's last band would play a set of music amongst other people. I sort of wish Eddie Trunk was able to attend. A lot of you know he signed Ace Frehley, but I wish he was able to attend and needed some kind of organization or somebody like that who had a personal connection to Ace. Now, Ace's band and some of his crew were there as well, but it's hard to put on these events. But Eddie was at the Dio Cancer Fund with a lot of other people, helping raise money in Los Angeles while bowling. So anyway, we went to the event, and Jeremy Asbrock put me on the list. If you haven't seen my interview with him, it's a great one. Check it out. He was Ace's last guitar player to ever share the stage with Ace. So we went to the tribute, and it was touching. They showed a movie before, and you hear Ace's iconic laugh and some of the things that he was remembered for. And of course, just his crazy style of playing that influenced so many people. And then the band took the stage, and I'm going to forget the bass player's name. Fuck. Somebody in the comments tell me the bass player for Ace Frehley's name. please and thank you. But it was Jeremy Asbrock on guitar and Scott Coogan, who's been a friend of mine for a long time, on drums. And thank you, Logan, of all people. Look who's here. Thank you, Logan. Ryan Cook. And that's his name. And I feel bad for forgetting. I've met him so many times. But as you get older, dementia does start to kick in. And in my case, right now. So they played. And then Zach Throne, another friend of mine, who was a big part of the Sin City Sinners. And he's just a talented guy. He's a guitar player with Jerry Cantrell and with Corey Taylor. He was on the Heights. He sang on a song called How Do You Talk to an Angel? A great guy and a great talent. So anyway, they performed a set of Ace music, basically the set list that they were playing. Then they came back and they did a tribute to Kiss Alive. And there was a lot of guests playing. Steve Brown from Trickster got up and played a little bit. He wrote some songs with Ace, maybe produced. And then at the very end, Todd Kearns played with a band called the Handsome Devils. Todd Kearns of Slash and Sin City Sinners. So at the end of the, before the night, Jake E. Lee is still very good friends with Warren DeMartini. It's funny because they're your 80s guitar heroes, most of us. And they are just buddies. And they're very different, though. They have a lot in common, but they're also very different. There may be a little bit of a Felix and Oscar to them. Jake would be Oscar. And anyway, he texted me and he said, Warren, hey, I want to know where to tell Jake to meet me. And I told him a spot. And Warren invited Sam and Logan to dinner. It's a big deal to have dinner with Jake E. Lee and Warren DeMartini. And I told those guys, you're going to have to be masters of the faking like you have money in your pocket, even though when you put your hand in, you're just going to fill your leg. It's an art form. And look, they were warned that this was going to be an expensive restaurant and nobody promised to pick up the bill. So you don't know what's going to happen in these situations. You have to order accordingly. Anyway, it turns out Jake's friend picked up the tab and they probably should have ordered more. But it's a risk. It's a game I've played, a dangerous game I've played many times. So anyway, then we ended up hanging out with those guys, and Warren and Jake smoked cigars all night. Logan, we partook. He was in the cigar smoking club, and anyway, it was a fun night, and we tried to convince Jake. I called Stephen and said, "You got to come down here and hang out with Warren and Jake." And we tried to convince Jake to play. It was close. I think maybe if it was something he was more familiar with and had some time, he would have done it, which would have been amazing. But it's not lost on me growing up as a fan of 80s rock that Warren and Jake and Stephen Pierce, we're just all hanging out. It's a cool experience. It's funny. We went to this pizza place in the hotel and they go, "Oh, don't worry, your bill is covered." And I said, "Really?" And then I said, "Oh, are you a fan of, Ozzy Osbourne and Rat?" And he said, "Yes." And he wanted a photo between the two of them. So he paid for all of our food. And it's fun. I think people do a double take. One person asked to take a picture with Jake and handed their camera to Warren and vice versa. It was happening constantly. People don't expect to see them together. So that was the first night. There was no real official Kiss event. I did see Paul Stanley and talk to him briefly about how my parents grew up in the building next to his on Isham Street and how I went back. And I talked to Eric Singer, who's a nice guy, and a lot of people worried about whether or not he would be there or wondered. Like, I don't know. I don't get into the specifics. I'm sure there was a money deal to be made, but that's just me. I don't know. And I didn't want to bother him. Eric doesn't want to do interviews. Just not something he's looking to do. But a nice guy, and I see him around Las Vegas all the time. He lives here. Also saw Tommy Thayer. He was eating with his family, and Gene Simmons was stopped by to hold court. It was that part of it was fun, and walking around and seeing these characters. So the next day, Kiss played acoustic by the pool. The pool area. It's now called like the Lawn or something. It was always the pool at the Hard Rock. And they played acoustic. They started the night. Oh, well, first of all, at the Ace thing, we did was the world's biggest tribute to the spaceman. And we got these champagne flutes, glasses with the Ace makeup in the years of his life and death. And we toasted him off to the planet Jandel. And then the next day, the Kiss, they gave everybody a fake candle, and everybody had a tribute. They had a sort of moment of silence for Ace. I wish people would have been a little crazier about it. Look, I mean, Ace is just such a tragic loss. But the great thing, if you watch the Tom Snyder show, the Tomorrow Show, and you see Ace just steal the show, and you see Gene just, so dissatisfied, and Paul, and they're just so mad at Ace for probably being drunk and other things and stealing the show. Well, Ace stole the show one more time. I don't care what anyone says. Everyone was wearing an Ace shirt. And while they had a tribute, I would have liked to have heard Paul Stanley sing "Shock Me" or some kind of Ace tribute. Didn't really happen. And then all throughout the casino, they have these giant portraits that are half Tommy Thayer, half Ace. Very, very strange. And same with half Eric Carr, half Peter Criss. I don't know how much of this is a fun house, or pop house, or full house, and how much of it is Kiss. I don't think they're really involved. The thing I got was that they're getting paid to be there and do the minimal that they have to do. That's the impression I got. Doc McGee sort of put that impression out. Look, they're the bosses. We show up and we do our thing. So anyway, it was interesting. They did play some deeper songs. It's funny, they played like 3 Peter songs. I'm thinking, what about the Spaceman? Anyway, so after that night, Piercy DiMartini played. Was that the same night? Yeah, it was. They played in the theater, formerly the Joint, and before them was Quiet Riot. And soundcheck was a little late, but it was fun seeing the big Kiss inflatables and the flashing Kiss sign behind us. And I'll get to the questions and comments in just a minute. When I'm just talking, it's easier that I don't look at them, because then I'll stop and I'll answer every question, and then we'll never get out of here. And I got balls to sign. So it was a long day, but it was fun. And then Piercy DiMartini, I thought it was a good show, very good show. Their shows are getting better as they go, and they've started to agree on the set. And Stephen and Warren's chemistry, in my opinion, is coming back. I mean, I'm with them probably more than anybody. Together at least, and it's just so much fun. And one of the things that's so great about the Piercy DiMartini band is that obviously we have a higher budget, so we have a really great team. A guy named John Shipp doing front of house, who was Aerosmith's sound man for the last 13 years. If Aerosmith was still together, he would be doing sound. A guy named Martin Favorite, who's sort of a mad genius of lights. He does lights for all your favorite bands. And then Sam, drum tech, and then Logan, guitar tech. Michelle, assistant tour manager, but does everything. And then myself. And so it's we've got a good thing going with that. And it was a fun show. And Jake showed up, and Chris Jericho was there. Chris Angel was there. It was kind of fun. I texted Logan because Chris Angel was literally standing on his back while he was changing guitar strings. Like, he was so close. And I said, that's Chris Angel, right? And he's going to make you disappear. But after the show, I like to have some of the luminaries stop by and say hello. And I took a picture that's on my Instagram. You should check it out, JSIN_green, like the color, no E on the end. And you'll see that picture of this really cool moment where it's Jakey Lee, Warren DiMartini, Stephen Piercy, Chris Jericho. Who am I forgetting that was in that picture? There was somebody else. I can't remember, but it was a fun experience. And then we got home, and I slept in my bed, which was nice, and then came back and did the early morning meet and greet, also not organized even remotely. And that was at 10 a.m., I think. I mean, who decides to do a rock meet and greet at 10 a.m.? All the bands were there. Quiet Riot was there. Some Kiss cover bands. But strange idea in the world of rock and roll. If you're on a cruise, you got nothing else to do, but I don't know. But anyway, Stephen and Warren were as accommodating as possible, got through as many people as we stayed long to get to as many people. And they were having a good time too at the end of the day. So got everybody checked out, got them on their planes. I went home, rested, packed my bags because my big birthday trip was coming. And we then came back to see Kiss. And Craig Gass too. You know, Craig Gass was at the Pearson DiMartini show, very funny comedian who's on my show all the time. And then Chris Cale, an old friend I haven't seen in a long time. Maybe we got to get Chris on the show. Chris Cale was in the band Five Finger Death Punch. He's still in the band. He used to be a bartender at the Hard Rock Cafe. By the way, I was the last punk band to ever play the Hard Rock Cafe, and the last punk band to ever play the Hard Rock Hotel. Blitzkrieg Bop was the last song ever played at the Hard Rock Hotel. By a live band. Interesting, isn't it? Anyway, Chris used to hang out and we would get him on stage to jam. He could play. He had local bands, but he was fun. He was like a wrestler. He would just, if you've nobody looks like with this long beard, but one of the nicest guys. I can't say I'm the biggest Five Finger Death Punch fan, but the guy, and I've known Chris and I've known Jason Hook for quite some time. Do I sound like I'm name dropping? It doesn't matter. You pick those names up later. So anyway, it was great to see those guys. It's been a while since I've seen some of them. And so then the next day I saw Kiss. And, to me, Kiss is always great. Even an older Kiss, even a Kiss without makeup, even a Kiss without Ace Frehley and Peter Criss. No matter what they put out, I'm a fan of the songs. I'm a fan of the guys. They're getting older. I don't know how much more Kiss you're going to get. And so I'm going to take every little bit I can get. There were some problems at the end of the night. Bruce Kulick sort of wandered on stage. I think Paul Stanley forgot to introduce him. It's all over the internet. You can look it up. But anyway, out of nowhere, Bruce Kulick came out and he played 2 songs and it was cool. I would have sort of no offense to Tommy Thayer. The guy's making a living, but I would have liked to see some Revenge era songs played with Eric Singer, Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, and Bruce on stage. That's my opinion. I would have liked to have heard Unholy or Domino, something like that. God Gave Rock and Roll to You, but it wasn't meant to be. It was still fun, and I hung a little bit afterwards, and then to continue name dropping, my good buddy Tiffany. I think We're Alone Now, who's a big hit on Stranger Things right now. It was nice to catch up with her. She'd just gone to the New Kids concert. A lot of people were going to the New Kids and Kiss in the same night. Did you ever think such a thing would happen? So let me try to get through some of your questions and comments before I get to the part where I talk about my traveling to Disney World. First, let me say thank you to Kathy F18 for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you. Welcome to the club. We're great. We have a lot of fun here. And soon, I'm going to do some members-only chats. And you're going to want to be part of it. You're going to want to be part of it. Down is up. Hello to my fellow time wasters. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for being a loyal supporter. Jeff's got a Patreon, everything. And you're going to get a Christmas card soon, too. This is Scott Hawk 8449. Hey, hey, hey now. Anyway, I'm thinking of all the ways you can say hey. Thank you for being a channel member. And Green Eyed Girl 8, greetings from Chile, California. Well, it is chilly in Las Vegas, Nevada. Engelbert Humperdinck last night. It was incredible. Somebody said, who's best, Tom Jones, Engelbert, or Barry Manilow? Answer. Engelbert Humperdinck. Barry Manilow probably has better songs, and he wrote the songs. But Engelbert was incredible. We had front row seats. He did a full concert, and he was live. He sang live, no question, and he was funny and charming. You don't get to be 89 years old and still entertain if you're not charming. And I'm so glad we went. And then after a full set, he came back and he sat down in a nice big red chair and did a full holiday set. He was incredible. Born Distracted. So this is a pre-recorded video? And the answer would be no, because I just read your question. Caroline Grimes' interview was great. Johnny Magpie. Thank you so much. Tell a friend, because nobody, and I mean nobody, is watching it. I will give it a whirl. All right. Thank you. You're going to like it. Deadhead Dave. Deadhead Dave, thank you so much. Also, Deadhead has shared so many memberships with other people. So great stories, nice positive message at the end. 100%. The older you get, the more you think about mortality. It's just how life is. And seeing Engelbert Humperdinck at 89 and seeing Carolyn Grimes at 85, it's inspiring. I'll tell you that right now. I signed up for a year of your Patreon. Happy to have you back live. Great videos, Patreon. I hope you and Michelle have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you so much. It's much appreciated. And a lot of new content coming, and Carolyn Grimes interview on the way. And excuse me. God, what's that? Michael Sweet interview on its way to you. All right, let's see. Watch the whole Kiss set. Eric yelling in the back between all the songs was pretty funny. It was definitely interesting. Let's see here. Not sure what that means. Not sure what you mean. Not sure what that means. Can you go on a Kurt Cobain jag? Don't know what that means. It looks like we've got some more gifted memberships, which is just so awesome. Is Wednesday 13 still on tour? No, Wednesday 13 is home. He contacted me today from his grits spot, as he calls it. So he's got a spot where he gets his stash of grits, and I believe he will be joining us this Wednesday. Let's see. I'm trying to get through as much as I can, so I'll go back to telling stories, and then I got a table full of balls, and I gotta get to the balls. All right, some stupid comments here. All right. Stephen Warren shows have been amazing, and they're going to get even more amazing. A lot of cool things next year coming. Carlos is a monster, amazing. You know, a few idiots didn't think Carlos was going to be a great singer. He is. Really good voice. And Georgia, big fan of Chris Angel. The Chris Angel Alice Cooper residency is beginning soon. Strangest thing I've ever heard. Okay, this is Pool Time with Ron. I just finished watching the Tennessee video, and I saw that you were live. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Thank you so much. I did. I'm going to tell you more about my Thanksgiving in just a minute. Trying to get through these. Something fantastic happened? Oh, a lot of gifts is what's happened. Well, look at this. This is from, wow, Allah Basters Midge. I hope I said that even close to right. 4692 just bought 5 memberships for you guys. I mean, come on, how cool is that? And then Deadhead Dave got another one for you guys. And then Deadhead, and then Down is Up did not want to be outdone, and then he bought 5 memberships. It's so great. I mean, we've got this little family here. Oh, wait, hold on. Shannon wanted to get involved and bought 5 memberships as well. You guys are great, and it helps, and we get to be in this club together. So I've said many times, I feel like the reason people watch this show is it's authentic. It's real. I'm here. It's not AI. It's not made up. You know, we have a thing. What is Johnny Monaco up to these days? I'd say about 5, 6, maybe. But last I heard, he was in Chicago visiting family, which is a good thing. And you should check out some of his escapades. All right. Now let's talk about. Hold on. Did Kiss ever say what happened to the stupid advertising? No, it's not right. It's not right. No, they didn't mention it one bit. Thank you guys for those donations of memberships so people can see it. I'm not going to put out a lot of content because you guys got something to live up to. By the way, if you don't have my balls yet, my balls come in blue. This is the commercial break. And there's a few reds, not many reds. We're almost out. These are last year's model. But people seem to have missed out. Maybe you're newer to the show. Anyway, at the end of this show, I'm going to sign these. Also, these Sinners Christmas CDs that are rare. and out of print. I got a bunch of those, and I'm going to sign these as well. So if you want to do it, the link is in the description. I'm sure it's been shared many times. Use the code BALLS, BALLS, all caps, and get yourself a keepsake of Waste Some Time Christmas. Proceeds, portion of proceeds, because I had to buy these things, goes to Toys for Tots. All right, so we get home after Kiss. I wanted to stay in Hobnob, but I had to get moving, and early flight to Orlando, Florida. And I just love Disney World. My grandparents took me to Disney World. My mother, my father took me. I grew up in New York City, but my grandparents lived in Florida, and I would go visit them every summer. I didn't get along with other kids or other humans. I just wanted to sit and watch TV. People sort of said to me, like, oh, you just can't sit around and watch reruns of Mr. Ed all day. And they were wrong, because I've now am an expert of all pop culture thanks to not seeing people. But anyway, we have annual passes for Disney World, and it was my birthday, and I wanted to have a special time, and we did. We stayed at the Contemporary Resort and went to the parks. We saw a little bit of the Beach Boys with Uncle Jesse. Uncle Jesse was basically fronting the Beach Boys, but I've never seen a bigger crowd in Disney World for anything. The opening of a ride, Mickey Mouse's birthday, this was insane. Uncle Jesse and the Rippers, Jesse Mania. I'm talking about John Stamos, for those who might not, or maybe you know him as Blackie, General Hospital. Was that who he was? Was that Rick Springfield? I don't know. I think that was him. I think Rick Springfield was Dr. Noah Drake. Anyway, so I just had an incredible time. And for the most part, I had a personal private time. I did make some videos about these two Christmas parties. One's called Jollywood Nights, and the other one is called Mickey's Magical Christmas Party. I like the Jollywood Nights one better, spoiling the video that might come out. But I love not getting text messages and not getting phone calls. I love it. When the pandemic happened, it was sort of nice not to talk to people, because it's Black Friday and then Cyber Monday today and Small Business Saturday and Sawed Off Sunday, whatever the days are. I made sure to stop any mailing list I was on. I stopped. Don't ever contact me again. Box Lunch, if you ever text me again, I mean business. And, things like that. I don't want to be bothered. And so it was nice to have some quality personal time in my personal life. Of course, it didn't last, because I had to go to Minneapolis for the big Piercy D. Martini show. The lineup was a Guns N' Roses tribute band, female tribute band called Paradise Kitty. Get it? And they're a cool band. They were fun. And then after that was Slaughter, and I've known those guys forever. It's always good to see them. It was a fun bill. And the crazy part of this was I just got a new shipment of ornaments. As you guys are watching, we just sold 3 more. We might sell out before the show's over. Anyway, it was an insane show, and Matt and his wife and me and Michelle were going on a cruise. Maybe I didn't think the cruise idea through. Maybe it was too much, but I didn't want to go home. You guys get seasonal depression? I do. I like bright lights and weather. So we got up at 3:15 in the morning in Minnesota, and with Slaughter. Slaughter will get up just because they like to get up. Those guys love a good early morning, except for maybe Blando. He didn't make it that morning. Hopefully he made it in general. But we were up bright and early on the way to the airport. And Mark Slaughter insisted we join him at the Delta Club. Those guys are so nice. And then they're like, well, it's going to cost you 5,000 points. Oh, no. Take my points. These are our guests. They're always Mark and Dana and their tour manager, Jeff Colin, just great guys. And their drummer, Jordan Kanata. I hope I said that right. But Jordan's a nice guy, too. And Blas wasn't with us this trip because he's trans-Siberian. And he was expecting us to come see him. I love Blas, and I wanted to go. But at some point, I had to stop. So we go to Matt sold his base. He sold his base. Michelle sold Matt's base. Which I should be, yeah, if we're going to be candid, and that way he didn't have to carry it. We went right to this cruise. No sleep. I mean, no sleep. And when we got on the boat, I said, "There's nothing I'd like to do more than lay in my bed in the cabin, like the old couple in Titanic, while the boat sinks and they just lay there. Let the band play. I just want to go into a long sleep." I ate good. I walked in Disney. I walked 6 to 8 miles every day. On the cruise, 3 to 8 miles, 3 to 6 miles. It just, it was crazy. I'm going to tell you what I did on that wacky cruise in just a minute, but I almost lost my life. That's what they call a teaser. With all these gift memberships, it almost feels like Christmas already. Well, that is true. And you guys are in the Christmas spirit, and it is generous, and you guys are the best. I appreciate it. I love this community. I miss wasting time with Jason. I miss Michelle, and I also missed all the people in the chat. Yeah, well, we're gonna get it going. We're gonna be back and doing a lot more. Let's see here. Mike _ Tracy. Mike Tracy. I would think that's Mike and Tracy. What's up, Jason? Well, not much. Glad you're a channel member. Jason, do you miss Johnny Monaco? Well, I mean, sometimes when I'm in a hotel and I have no one to spoon with, occasionally, but other than that, I think I'm okay with that. Jason, do you have any plans to go to NAMM in January? Not sure. I think I would rather do some other things. Do you think you could get Peter Criss for an interview? I think I should. I think I do intelligent interviews. I think I put time into it. I think you guys prove that we have an audience. By the way, if anyone hasn't subscribed, please do it, because that's the only way to keep this going and get people like that. So let's see. Feels like we just did this. Time flies by. Sometimes it feels like time's flying. Sometimes it feels like it's frozen. Juggling the balls. I will be juggling my balls in just a little bit. Where is Sean? I hope he's well. We're talking about Sean Brown. Sean Clark hopefully will be joining us again this week. I'm going to contact him. We've all been crazy, but Sean Brown, I hope you're out there. I do miss him. He has some depression, and around the holidays, it's a tough time. Thank you. Just looking forward to new content and glad your birthday was fun. Thank you. That's a guy called T. A lot of new Patreons, channel members. And okay. I just purchased one of your old balls. The 2024 option looks cool. Thank you. My old ball hangs a little lower than the new ball. This is Matt. Thank you for being a channel member. Love the trading card video. If you haven't watched the trading card video on it yet, get on it, because it's great, and the algorithm is trying to keep it from you. Okay, I'll come back to these. And then I got to get to signing, and then I got some Christmas things to do. I will tell you that my house right now is Christmas central. It looks like Christmas exploded. And I'm not going to lie to you, I have 2 Christmas trees this year. I have a 9-foot right here to my right, and then next to that I have, I'd say, a 6.5, 7-foot Grinch tree. And I mean, it looks like the tree the Grinch took through the chimney with. It's got the curve on the end. Not there's anything wrong with that. And there's just everywhere is Christmas, and next to me is a table of ornaments that I probably should just sign a couple, because if I don't start now, we'll never get through it. We can still talk. I'm not going anywhere. But so I was on this cruise. I better sign separately, or I'll forget. And Michelle wanted to swim with stingrays, right? So I thought, how bad could that be? What I assumed is that you get on a boat. Well, you guys are ordering like crazy. Thank you. Yeah, I assumed that you get on a boat, and then they take you to, I didn't even think you get on a boat. I thought you get in a car, a van, a truck, a vehicle. They take you to a beach. You walk into the water up to your knees. You pet some stingrays. I did not want to deal with dolphins, because I feel like the dolphins are brought there against their will. These places like Ocean World are all full of shit. I don't like anywhere where they keep animals captive. The stingray idea was you are in the wild with them. If the stingray wants to leave or smack you in the face with their tail, they could do that. Their stinger, if you will. Sharks, I'm like, you know what? That's fair game, because if they're in the wild, then I'm okay with it. But I don't like holding animals captive so a bunch of piece of shit tourists can hang out with them and touch them and ruin their day. I think they're here. Anyway, so Michelle picked this excursion, but didn't really know much about it. You should YouTube these things and Google them, and because unfortunately a lot of them don't seem very reputable. Boy, it's just that they feel like there's an earthquake in here. My camera is shaking. So we get up in the morning and we go, and then they put you in this van. It looks like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre van. It's not safe. The people there don't look safe. No one looks vetted. And then they drive you to the middle of nowhere and then tell you you're getting on a boat. The boat looks like the SS Minnow. I mean, not safe. And then they go, if anyone would like a drink, we have this cooler. It had Tampico punch and like some bottled water. And I thought, this is Cancun all over again. This is not going to end well. There's one little disgusting bathroom. And I'm like, there's no way I'm going to use this bathroom. That bathroom is for people who get sick, obviously. But anyway, you just sit there and the water just hits you in the face. And then they tell you it's going to be 25 minutes. And I looked at Michelle and I'm like, did you know that this was going to be 25 minutes? She didn't know. And I thought, she goes, we're going to a sandbar. I figured a sandbar means you get on a beach with sand, and then they have a bar and you can have a cocktail or whatever you might want to do. That's not what a sandbar is. Most of you people watching are much more intelligent than me. The boat goes out to the middle of nowhere, 25 minutes to the middle of nowhere. And then they go, all right, get out, jump, junka. And I'm like, wait a second. And then there's just these three guys who look like they're inmates. They're in charge of your health and safety. Now, here's the problem. I wear a glucose monitor on my arm. Now, luckily, I found this company that makes these bandages, basically, these Christmas stickers. It's almost time to change this one, but there's my Christmas sticker. Under here is a cap. And under the cap is hold on one second. Under the cap is the actual sensor. So I hate when this happens. Let me 1 second. Don't go anywhere. This mouse is ridiculous. Mickey Mouse is more efficient than this. Okay. Anyway, so that keeps it in, but I don't know if you can go underwater with it. And I was told I was going to be up to my waist at most. Oh my God, there was 40-foot waves. It was endless summer. You've never seen anything like this. And I'll be honest, Michelle and I never fight. Usually it's her fault if we do. But in this case, I was a little cranky because what I'm worried about is my health. If I get in that water, I don't have my sensor, which is on my phone. I don't know what my blood sugar is at. I don't know if I need insulin. If the sensor dies, because they told us after we kidnap you here for 25 minutes, we're going to take you 30 minutes to a second location. If anyone knows anything about kidnapping, you never want to go to the second location, especially in this place I'll never forget called Georgetown. Just read that off my notes. Look, at the end of the day, so what are you going to do? You got to get in the water. I got to do it. I figured this is how I die. Oh, Sean Clark is here. Hold on. Sean Clark is here. Where did I saw his skeleton? Sean is a skeleton. Unfortunately, I won't be able to join on Wednesday. That's the day I leave for Tokyo, but I can join the following. And say, wow, that's a trip. Sean, I look forward to. I'm going to call you, Sean. I got some other business things to talk about. Maybe if you're around tonight or tomorrow before you go. But yeah, Tokyo, that's no joke. That is no joke of a trip. Usually you hope to quiet things down at the end of the year and not have to be so crazy. But that's a tough one. But it's a living. By the way, look at all these generous people. Look at all of these people offering memberships again. Deadhead Dave, another membership. 5, Kathy F with another 5, and 10. Down is up is going to win the membership battle no matter what. Thank you guys for letting other people become channel memberships. That's nice of you. I was going to say something about Sean. Sean has a video about visiting his childhood mall and how it's going out of business. I think he was there on the last day. I think it's long gone by now when he made the video. He was on the show talking about it, but it's doing incredibly well, and it's doing incredibly well, I think, because of what I've said, which is people who are authentic do better. Sean talks about his real experiences and growing up, and I think we all relate to, going to this mall when we were a kid and then seeing, these places close. So anyway, if you haven't seen that video, watch it. Sean will join us in 2 weeks. So I get in the water with these stingrays. They're everywhere. They know that they're going to get fed. So they're coming up to everyone. And this wacky stingray handler kind of smacks you with them and puts them in your hands. And Michelle got a back rub from a stingray. I'm not kidding. And it was crazy. But at the end of the day, I'm glad I did it. They then took us to some other island, and we went to a place called Brooklyn Pizza and Pasta. I never thought I would travel all the way to Grand Cayman Islands or Georgetown, whatever the difference is, to swim with stingrays and then go eat Brooklyn Pizza and Pasta. It was pretty good, though, I will say that. And I have been to, I've been there. So hold on. Let's see what we got here. I'm looking for something. Where is Ronnie Colley? I like to call him Ronnie Sweetheart. I don't like to call people by their real names, but where the hell did he go? I can't see how. Oh, here he is. Thanksgiving on a ship. That's not right. It's not right. Back on land, if you make it to our show January 2nd, the whiskey, maybe you can introduce us. Perfect for a live cast with a live band, good or bad. Well, it's funny you say that, and I thank you for the invitation. I have booked my tickets, and I will be there. So I would love to introduce you guys. Maybe we can get an episode out of it. And I was thinking maybe you can come on, Ronnie, come on the show before, maybe come on the lives and just hang out with us. Throbs is one of those New York bands you might have missed, but you're lucky you got the chance to see Danny and Ronnie Sweetheart. And then also with Sam Bam and Chad Stewart of Faster Pussycat. So anyway, thank you, Ronnie. I'm going to do that for sure. Okay, count me in. And we'll promote it and talk about it more. So anyway, back to these stingrays. And then Matt and his lovely wife, Ramel, they went and did something else, some kind of other. They dropped a pin. They were so worried about the place they went to. Everything it was crazy. But I was so happy to have my birthday dinner on the cruise. The staff was so nice. And it was nice to spend time with Matt and his wife. And of course, Michelle and I, and just be away from work for a little while. But I got so many nice messages, and I'm a lucky guy, even though at times I was completely miserable. Also, I forgot to put sunscreen on my back. I'm a skin cancer survivor. I covered my face. I didn't realize I was going to take my shirt off. And speaking of showing skin, I don't know what's going on in the world, but on this cruise, there are young people who are not wearing any clothes. When did it become acceptable that a person as young as 14 is wearing a thong? And it's not right. It's not right. I don't know what I was walking around like this the whole time. 6'7", 6'7". It was nuts, and not just one or two people. Most of the young ladies on this cruise were naked. I thought I was on a different island. It was very confusing. But I don't know. Maybe it's we're in a new world. You know what? I got to take a drink of my Santa Claus Diet Coke. I hope Sean Clark is drinking the Santa Claus Diet Coke. He's a fellow Diet Coke drinker. Huh? I don't know what the hell's happening. What did we buy? More memberships? Is this still going? At this point, everybody is going to have a membership, which is okay with me because I like all of you. Uh, uh, um, let's see. Sean is coming to Tokyo. We welcome you. No music, no life. Well, yes, go see Sean Clark in Tokyo. I don't know if he's still watching, but if he is, tell us where the hell where people can go. It's got to be an appearance. I'm a little jealous. I've never been. Last time Sean went to Tokyo, he was nice enough to bring me back these rat programs. I was thinking I got to get Warren to sign them, but I thought it was very nice of him, by the way, and a cool piece of my collection. Hey, Sean. I hope you and Nate had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Yeah, I gotta talk to Sean. It's funny. It's like we know people through our videos, but we have to sometimes talk about a real life. Worried about skin cancer. Well, get to the doctor, get him to look at it, get a biopsy. Early detection is everything. And you hope if you do have it, you have basal cell, and it's easily treated. Yeah, that's the folks who are in the current lineup of the Throbs. If you want to see Sean, he's at the Tokyo Comic Con. Should be wherever Norman Reedus is. Yeah, that's what it was last time. I watched Sean's video. It was pretty good, where he goes record shopping. He went to McDonald's and with Norman Reedus. So if you are watching all the way in Tokyo, why don't you play in a band anymore? Good question, Captain Kirk. I don't have time. I would like to one day. I've talked about doing some shows with the road crew for Piercy DiMartini. Maybe we just show up and play shows the night before somewhere. But I'd like to. I mean, I haven't played music in a long time, to be honest. But anyway, it's not right. Jay, while music says sees naked women, not right. Well, it's the age of the people. It's the age. And it's confusing because, when I see buttocks, normally I like to observe. But then you look and there was a 1 a.m. curfew and on the boat for young people, but like come 11, 12 o'clock, everyone's in the hot tub. It was like a underage Playboy mansion. Last time he was in Osaka. Okay, now he's in Tokyo. See, Sean is a expert of all things Japanese. Sean is big in Japan. Very, very true. Warren DiMartini's big too in Japan. All right. A good question, Sean. Will you hit up the local McDonald's? Well, Sean, any chance of getting a new two thing? A lot of Sean questions. Could you get a new thing with two heads? And will you be hitting up the local McDonald's and record stores? All right, let's see. It probably depends on how much time he has. So we went to the Dominican Republic after that. And because we were supposed to go to Jamaica, unfortunately, was hit really bad by storms. And we went to Dominican Republic. We had a great meal called a Banderas. Excuse me, Antonio Banderas, and it was like rice and beans and plantains and some chicken. It was good, and walked around a little bit. I've completely covered, so it's not to get any more sun. And I've never been on a cruise for no reason. This is my first time I was on a cruise just for the hell of it. And it was pretty relaxing. And I want to say that had I not been doing a Kiss show and then doing a Sinners in Minnesota, and then if I wasn't Disney World for a week, I did ride the new 9 Inch Nails version of Tron. Sean's got to get on that. Almost no difference at all. Little red light, and faintly you could hear 9 Inch Nails in the background. But anyway, that was too much to do the cruise. I wanted to go back to Disney, to be honest. I sort of felt like I was happier there. I could just stay there for 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. Malfunction. I'm going to try to hit up as much stuff as I can. I'll do some more weird food videos if there's anything interesting looking. I hope to find record stores, stuff like that. So you can count on Sean for the usual content that he offers. There is a Record Store Day Rat album. I'm going to go and look for it myself. I have not been able to get it yet. Haven't had time, but there is a yes, you can get the official. It's like Dangerous but Worth the Risk. It's kind of rare. I don't know if Sean has it, but it's pretty good. California Dreaming. Sorry I'm late. I was at work, but no such thing as sorry to be late. Glad you're here. Try to get Chris on board for filming episode, but he's either busy or had the flu. Either one of those. Well, flu is a lot worse, but hopefully they will get that straight. And hopefully we'll get the guys to come back. I'm getting ready to do this 24 shows in 24 hours. I'm sort of trying to figure out when I can do it so that I can sleep really hard afterwards. I'm hoping that some of my favorite people, Wednesday, Sean, will come in and sort of help co-host some shifts. The 3 and the 4 in the morning ones are going to be tough, but we're going to do it. And we're going to raise some money for a great cause. So after the cruise, we came home, fortunately, knock on wood, didn't get sick. And that's great. I've been here for 55 minutes. I have yet to sign a ball, and I'm going to do that right now. Okay, let's get a system going. There's a lot of people who bought 2, and I don't know which one goes to which. By the way, when I was at Disney, it just happened to be Life Day. If you guys are fans of the Star Wars special, the holiday special, and all of the YouTubers were there. Adam the Woo was the only one I'm going to mention by name, but it was funny to see. What color is that's red? It was funny to see all of the world of YouTube documenting Chewbacca in his Life Day outfit. I mean, it was an interesting experience, but kind of fun to be there at that time. Life Day is the same day that the Star Wars holiday special aired. Okay, this one is for Adam. That's what made me think of it. Adam, thank you so much. And I don't know how we're going to do this, but oh, Jesus. Adam's is slightly damaged. Usually I say that and I'm joking, but this time I'm not. Hold on, Adam. Yeah, there you go. Your ball's fine. Okay, I'm trying to keep up now. Down is up with 10 more channel memberships. I mean, at some point, is everyone going to have it? Are you going to try the Grinch meal from McDonald's? The problem with the Grinch meal from McDonald's, and Sean probably knows, has looked into it as well, is that there's nothing special about it other than green salt to shake your fries in. I mean, I would do it, and Wednesday won't try a hamburger, as you know. All right, let me sign this one. This is to Rebecca. So here we go. I know this is boring to some, but I promised the people that ordered that I would do this on the show. So here I go. Rebecca, right there. The camera adds 50 pounds, but you can see my Christmas tree, by the way. If you guys, can you see that? I don't know if you can see the Grinch tree too. There's my monitor, and then there's that Christmas tree, and then over there's a Grinch tree. All right, for Rebecca. Thank you, Rebecca. It's an honor to share my balls with you. What's this one for? This is for Brian, and it says just sign it. And Brian has a set of 2. So we're going to have to figure that out. All right, here we go. And by the way, it's not too late to get in on the ball action. Link is in the description. 20% off. By the way, you can get the Sean Clark Wednesday 13 t-shirt also at 20% off. And then I got to pay Wednesday and Sean so they can retire. No, it was nice of them to go along with it and make something cool for people who watch us on the YouTube. This one says it's a set of 2 for Frank. And I never thought in my life I would be doing like a QVC Christmas ornament signing. And yet here we are. I'm still available to answer questions, comments. How do I make a purchase on here? The lovely and talented Michelle will explain that. Here's Brian's other ball that Brian, it's good to have two balls. Lance Armstrong might not relate, but it's good to have two. And these say just sign. So that is what I'm going to do. Blue ball right there. Hold on, I dropped my cap, but I picked it up with my toes. All right. I got to try to get through these. Here you go. Holidays are coming. I see I got a stack of CDs to sign too. This one is to Bob. To Bob. Hold on. Let's see. It's hard to talk and write my name at the same time. Also, if you've never signed balls, if you know, I mean, maybe some of you have gripped balls, but if you've never signed them, it's not as easy as it looks. Holy shit. You guys are so grateful. This is, okay. I'll hold off on that one. That one has extra instructions. I mean, I could just go and do this on my own, but if you guys are enjoying it, I'll stay. Just sign. This one's for Todd. Todd, if you're watching, this ball's for you. Excuse me. That's not for you. That's just for me. It's the Diet Coke. God. This is Todd's other ball. I hope everyone's talking amongst themselves. How many members do we have right now? I got to look that up. I'm fascinated that we have so many channel members. Hold on. That's Todd's other ball. That one's going to take about a month to dry. Barry, you guys are really going in on the ball sets, the two ball sets, and at some point there will be no more. I mean, I can't. There's only a few left of the red one, right?
Yeah, and the set.
Of the sets, right? The sets are going to sell. We had some left over from last year, and I'll be honest, I put some away because what I was going to do is, like, in 5 years, I'll have one of every ball, and then I can maybe raise some money for a good charity. So next year's ball, spoiler alert, is going to be turquoise. No, it's going to be green. Deadhead Dave ain't fooling around. He's not fooling around.
It's Jeff.
Yeah, I know Jeff. Jeff, why is my mouse not working? Jeff, 10 more memberships. It means a lot to growing the channel, to be honest with you. All of you guys, just make sure you watch the videos, because if you don't watch the It's a Wonderful Life video, it will end up hurting everything. We'll all be in trouble. See, look, there's a seam. You got to get between the seam with the balls. Okay. That's Barry's balls. Let's check this pen here. All right. I want to see some of you channel members. I don't completely understand how the divvying up of channel members happens. This one's Frank. But I'd like to see who got them. If you became a member, yes, we got to get Skylar a membership. Skylar's been here for so long, and he's broke, which is okay. Look, I've been broke a lot of my life, so I want to get Skylar a membership. But I don't know, Deadhead Dave, or excuse me, Jeff down is up. I don't know how we get it to an individual person. That's what I'm concerned about. But let's see, Skylar. I mean, he's buying so many. Deadhead Dave just donated another one. I don't know. one of you smart people figure out how to do it. And by the way, if you're going to be in Los Angeles, California at the Whiskey on January 2nd, you can see me introduce the Throbs, which I'm honored to do. I'm old school New York City. Trust me, I bought T-shirts from Danny Nordall when he worked in Butterfly. Okay, I'm trying to get through these. I'll tell you, like, this isn't $1 million business. I'm so grateful that people support me, but I got to pay for the balls, and we got to ship you the balls, and okay. This one, I'm just signing it, right? And then I think I get it. Hold on. I think I get it. Down is up just added 10 more. At this point, everybody in the chat should be able to have one. Yeah, so cool, Jeff. Thank you. But everyone should be able to have one of these memberships. And you know what we should do is, because you guys are so generous, we should put I should put out some exclusive stuff that's not anywhere else. Guster is the name. This is the first one that's asked me to write It's Not Right. I expected a lot more of those. So I'm going to do it. First ever. We're going to work on It's Not Right merchandise in the new year. Guster. I'm wondering if everyone is familiar with the It's Not Right from my videos, or like. I will tell you, at the KISS event, one of the most common things people came by and said was It's Not Right. And what's great is they would just like shout it as they were going by. It's like strangers, like, it's not right. And very cool. It means people are watching this. There's the first It's Not Right ball. And did all these just come in? And every second I look away, there's more orders. Well, thank you. Oh my God. I need some more room, so this would have to go. And then this will have to go. All right. Oh, this is for Guster also. Guster wants It's Not Right on both his balls, and he can do with his balls as he chooses. Huh? Okay. And let's see if I can write this on here a little faster. I'd like to see who's getting these memberships. If you're a new member and you just got one, please let me know. My old diabetic hands are falling apart. There you go. I'll show you a tour of the Christmas stuff soon, but for now, you have to be careful with that one. All right, hold on. I'm trying, guys. If I would understand if you don't want to watch this, but. And then, okay. Excuse me. So rude. Some of you people are lucky enough to have Michelle handle your balls, and take it from me, it's fantastic. There you go. To Rebecca. I feel like I did one of these, but not the other one. So I am keeping an eye on the comments. Rebecca. Yeah, the 24-hour auction, not an auction, it's a telethon. It's coming soon. I'm going to do 24 shows. It's going to start and every hour I'm going to do another show. And like I said, I'm hoping that some of the friends of the show will come in. And you know what? For the first time, maybe some of you guys will just come in too. I'll send you a code, and you guys can come on. 24 hours. I'm going to be pretty stir crazy. I believe it's going to be a world record. I believe that it's going to help the channel. And again, we're going to raise some money. Ron Colley, I need to get my original T-shirts, but it's not right. Is right up my alley. Yes, well, I'm going to bring it to you at the show. We might have It's Not Right by then. This is a ballsy episode. Jeff Down is I enjoyed my gifted membership last month. Thanks again. So this is in Crystal Vision. She got one last month, thanks to Jeff. And how awesome. And there's other great people giving them too. 3 people who are really sharing in the wealth of ball shines signatures. I'm getting stir crazy. Oh, that's a nice one. Sometimes I admire the quality of the signature on the balls. Lynette, you are really fantastic with these balls. Here we go. I'm getting through these. This is Craig, but it says just sign it. Looks like I got 4 balls and then I got a pile of CDs to get through. You guys got something you want to talk about? We can. A lot of people have been asking me my thoughts on Nikki Sixx claiming that he tried to reunite Motley Crue, Rat. What? And I think that there's only so much I can say about that because obviously I'm involved in the business. This one says Merry Jingle Balls, and this is for Sharin. Sharin. I think that Motley Crue made some. I think they asked around. I don't think they asked Stephen Pearcy. I know they didn't. Or Warren DeMartini, but I think they inquired. And at the end of the day, I think that they should have done it. I think that even called Pierce, I think they would like to have Rat, but I think even Pearcy DeMartini, which is 2 members, Motley Crue only has 3 members. I think they're Merry Jingle Balls. I think that you say it, I write it. I think it still would have been good, and I think it would have been better than some of the other bands on there. Just my opinion. Any chance of It's Not Right shirt? Thank you for the super chat, Jeff. Yes, we're working on some new stuff. I also wanted to get my single, I Just Want to Waste Some Time With You, out on vinyl, but the year comes and goes so fast. I wish this was my full-time job, and maybe one day it will be, but for now, it's just not enough time in the day. Let me know how I can help out on your 24 cast. I'm up all the time. I never sleep. Perfect. Well, then you're going to host a shift. Thank you. You can guarantee there'll be a shift. It would be a lesson and a blessing. I think that's how I say that. All right. I got one more ball, unless you guys order again. This one is from Mark. And I hope all the balls that were signed last year held up. These shiny surfaces are dangerous. If you handled my balls last year, let me know if your balls are still. It's not right. Shirts or mugs. I agree. It was just a silly thing, but Chris says that sloppy, lazy, messy autographs make him very angry. Yeah, I get it. And that's why I'm taking my time not to do that. This one's for Joe W. I can only assume it's Joe Walsh of the Eagles. All right. Unless you order one right now, this is the last one for the night on balls. Rocky Mountain High. There you go. And then this one's not going to make itself go. And so there's that. And all right, now the CDs. And that I'm going to use a proper pen. I had a friend once ask Bryan Adams for his autograph, and he had this like paint pen. My friend was terrible at matching colors with autographs, and so he wanted like a white pen on a white record or a silver. It just didn't make sense. Bryan Adams goes, I think we should do that in proper pen. And he goes, oh no, just do it like this. And then Bryan Adams went to write, and then just silver ink was C. And he said, I told you we should have done it in proper pen. By proper pen, he meant a black Sharpie. These are the Christmas records. If you guys aren't familiar with this is A Sinner's Christmas Part 1, featuring George Lynch, Todd Kearns, Frank the Moon of Angel, Brent Muscat of Faster Pussycat, Jizzy Pearl of Love, Hate, Quiet Riot, and Once the Other Voice of Rat, Lou Merlino of Beggars and Thieves, Slim Jim Phantom of the Stray Cats, Ron Keel of Keel, Pete Loran of Trickster. I did everything on these records, hired everyone, produced, executive produced. And I'm really proud of these records. And they've been out of print for so long. I am the only one who has them and has the rights to them and blah, blah, blah. This one is Sinner's Christmas 2, featuring Oz Fox of Stryper, Tiffany of Stranger Things. I think we're alone now. Frank the Moon of Angel again, Mark Kendall of Great White, and also appearances by Paul Taylor of Winger. And myself, I've made some appearances here and there on these. I was proud of these records, and I'm so glad that we can get them to you. Just don't drop any balls. Yes. Ace changed his signature a lot, but it was consistent. Listen, mostly I've gotten Ace's signature multiple times over 30 or 40 years. And they always still were pretty similar. Here is Jordan the Lion. Days with Jordan the Lion. I don't know if you guys are watched Jordan the Lion, but he has a great YouTube show, and it's funny and he's a buddy of mine. We hang out in Vegas. Who Killed the Cat Club? I'm not sure where we're going, but the story was the release and the rent of the Cat Club, at least on in Sunset next to the whiskey, just got crazy and became an Irish bar. Slim Jim Phantom did keep a piece of it. I think that's what you mean. Now, the Cat Club in New York, that's another story. But it's funny is when I go to do my TV videos, I sometimes look and go, I wonder if anyone's done this before. And usually the only person who's been there before is Jordan the Lion. So check out his channel if you're seeing it now. Like, this is Shannon. I was going to write love, but how do we know if Shannon is a man or a woman? Or can you just write, or can you write love to anyone? I think you can all write love. Now, the problem is I have nowhere to write my name. That's all right. I don't think people are going out and getting these signed by all of the people. But if they are, Shannon, okay, hold on. This one's Shannon also. I'm going to fly through these. You guys talk amongst yourselves. This picture was taken when Vegas had a snowstorm. I think it was 2010. It's a real picture. It didn't stick for long, but it did rain. Okay, snow. Will all the sizes be replenished of Waste Some Time t-shirts? I think so, and I think also there'll be some different ones. Jason's Sinners, Xmas CDs will rock your balls this season. They are really good. Also, there's songs on there that I wrote, including Christmas in Vegas, which is my favorite of all of the songs on there. Shannon rocks. I'm a woman. All right, Shannon. Well, and you're a woman wearing Ace Frehley makeup, so we can share the love. This one is just a sign, and I'll do that. Signing balls and signing CDs is a very different experience, phenomenon. To Bob. Okay. Sorry, guys. One of the things about being a diabetic is sometimes I just suddenly get very tired. And my blood sugar is probably high. There you go, Bob. This was when I designed this CD, I did everything, including design the covers. The idea was to make something that people could sign. And we did it. Oh, here's a cool one coming up. You guys are going to like this one. This one's rare. And I don't think we have very many left. When the song Christmas in Vegas, which is on Spotify, when it came out, they made some singles to go to radio. It did play in radio. And this is it. And that's the Christmas in Vegas radio single, and written by Jason Green and Zach Throne from A Sinner's Christmas 2. And yeah. So anyway, I'm happy to sign this because there's not many in existence. You can get Zach Throne to sign it when he's playing with Corey Taylor or Bruce Kulick or Jerry Cantrell. Just bring it by. Let's see. Mr. Jason, no need for technical names. Turned me on to Life, Sex, and Death. Yeah. I got a message, Stanley. He wrote me, he had a new baby. I believe that's public information. And I got to get him back on. Last second to order. If you want something, get it now or forever hold your peace. Also, the 20% off is good through tomorrow at midnight. The link has been posted. If you want me to write something, some kind of Mark Twain shit, just let me know and I will do that. Let me go. These CDs were going to be out of print for probably forever. And I'm so glad that I was able to make these available because they're really fun records. And just great track listing. Look at the cool inside. All that's my ideas and my design, my intellectual property. I forgot to put this on one of the CDs. So when you find one that doesn't have it, it's that one. It's the problem with the Post-its on these things. 200 people watching me sign CDs and handle my balls. That one is for Cheyenne. Whoever you are, I appreciate you. And if you're watching, spell it phonetically. Okay. For Kathy, just sign. And last one of the day, and then we could talk for a minute, and then I gotta get the hell out of here. It's funny, it's like, come on, I'm like, I'll do an hour. Last one right there. All right. If you guys want to order something, you can do that. If you're watching this in a replay, you can order it. Be up until midnight tomorrow. Let's see if I missed any questions. Cool covers. Thank you so much. Yeah. You're talking about Stanley Jr., but Stanley has he has other kids, believe it or not. A special thank you to Michelle for all you do. Yes, she definitely deserves a very special Christmas and a special thank you. Sean Brown and Donna have never been in a room together, just saying. I think Jeff and Sean, different people, but yeah, someone has to pick up the slack. Well, look, I don't know if I can find how many of these things have been given out today, but it's an insane amount. Let's see if I can find it so we can thank a proper thank you. Oh, Jesus, hold on. It's got to be an easier way to do this, but no. Notes, comments. They change everything around on here. It's not right. Up here, maybe? No. Anyway, well, I feel like we gave away, by we, I mean, it was all Deadhead Dave, Alabasters Midge, Shannon Rocks, and Jeff Down is Up. I'm so glad that you guys are going to get a chance to be channel members and see some new content. And you can also see the videos before the. So you never know. Down is Up. He could be Santa Claus and Sean Brown. You don't know. Do it live, and I hope other people got the reference. We appreciate you, Jason. Always great wasting time with you. Thank you. Thank you for a fun evening. I often said that my favorite parts of Howard Stern were not the guests or the adult film stars, but when they just talked or when it felt real and it felt like a hangout. I'm an only child, and so company was always a good thing, especially like-minded company. And I feel like that's what we got. I feel like we got something. Everyone needs to hit the thumbs up in this live stream and have a great night. Thank you, Pool Time with Ron. I appreciate that. Please do. Yeah, give it a like. It's not easy. Hello, all. Thank you to whoever gifted me a membership. My first Christmas gift. How cool is that? Heather in the 702. And Heather and I feel like we cross paths all the time. Here in the 702, but I'm glad that you got one of the memberships, Christmas gifts. You guys are the best. And yes, Michelle is the boss. Still haven't got one for Skylar. How do we do it? It's got to be a way, Skylar. I wish I knew how to do it. Somebody Google it, and I'll send it to him. All right, Down is Up. Thank you, Jason, Michelle. We'll see everyone on Wednesday. We'll be here with Wednesday 13. Let's see. It's a great community, Jason. Never been a part of anything like it. That's just awesome. It's the best I can think of, because when I started, I thought I would just be sitting here talking to myself. And it's funny, as I watched some of my old interviews, I watched my first interview with Michael Sweet, and it was kind of awkward. And I don't use questions anymore. I don't sit there and go, let me think. It's a conversation. In that Michael Sweet interview, it was sort of awkward at times because we're talking about things and there's no plan. We're just kind of doing it. And so sometimes there's a lull, and sometimes I wanted to know how he spends Christmas. And look, at first he was pretty serious. He talked about how they're taking the Christ out of Christmas and all those things. And I understand he's a Christian guy. I get it. But then later he talked about what Christmas movies he likes and music. And it was pretty cool. Skylar, they're trying their hardest to get it for you. Jeff just bought 5 more memberships. And now Kathy just gave away 5 memberships. I mean, if you guys, Skylar, you've got to get it. Ron, right, here's a new member. I like when this happens. Ron is a new member. And I have to imagine he got one of the memberships. So let me count how many new members there are, if I can see it. Hold on. New Michael Sweet interview, by the way. Patrons and you members are going to watch it first, probably starting Wednesday. And you'll have, here's another new member. Welcome, same person, Ron. Well, welcome again, Ron. Yeah, way to go, Ron. Now, if we can just figure out how to get Skylar in the club. Now, the record for memberships we had for a while, I don't think they've all processed yet. It says there's 109 members, but I think that I don't think we'll see the count until the show's over. I think you guys have beat the record, and I thank you. Skylar, I'll try again on Wednesday. I hope to get you one, my friend. Yeah, Jeff is looking out for you. So, Skylar, keep watching, and you're going to get it watching. Michael Sweet is getting too political. I will tell you, I know Michael Sweet, and I know Santa Claus. And I will tell you that he was not too political. I think that people, I hate to have a serious conversation on the way out, but people bait him. They look for clickbait. If you're interviewing Michael Sweet and you bring up politics or religion, well, you probably know where he stands. He's a Christian man. So you know what he's going to think. He never once talked about politics in this interview. he believes in Christ, obviously. So of course he's going to believe in Christmas. He was not against. He tells an amazing story about dressing like Santa Claus for his children. We all have differences in opinions, and one of the things that comes across in the interview that I said is that the teachings of Christ, and I don't know how much is accurate, how much is not, but the message is a good message. I don't really dispute anything else. I don't let, and I don't. It's a different theory, but if he's happy and it's what he believes in, I'm okay with it. So. I see Dr. Paul is here, but I'm reading it out of Ron wears a Speedo during pool time. Someone should get Dr. Paul a membership. He's been here for so long. Hey, Jason, did you know Christmas Vacation was released 36 years ago? In fact, I did. And if you go to my Facebook or my Instagram, you will see a picture. You'll see 9 pictures of me with the cast of Christmas Vacation. I have a picture with Clark Griswold, Ellen Griswold, Rusty Griswold, who's Johnny Galecki from that Big Bang thing that I've never watched, Juliette Lewis, who is Audrey Griswold, and then I have Diane Ladd, who is Nora Griswold, Clark's mother, and then Miriam Flynn, who's cousin Catherine, and her husband, cousin Eddie, played by Randy Quaid, and then last but not least, Brian Doyle Murray, who plays Frank Shirley, his Clark's boss, and he also is in the first Vacation. He says, "What do you need my address for?" And he says, "We like to send a mailer." So anyway, you could see all those pictures. If you're not on my Instagram, you're missing out. I'm going to share it because they tell me I don't have enough people on there. Hold on, there it is. That there is my Instagram, and you guys go on there. Go on there. I used to see Oz Fox all the time in the car wash I worked in the 80s. So Oz will probably be back for his Christmas tour. I just realized Clark's mom was in Alice's living room anymore as the original Flo. She not only was the original Flo, she was also a Belle on the Alice TV series later, and she's was a very cool actress, passed away recently. She's only a few years older than Chevy Chase. I agree that people bait them and just get a headline. It happens all the time. You know where you stand with him. A great way to tune out talk politics squirrel. Yeah, it's wasn't something I was going to do. Shout out to Jordan the Lion. I hope you received a gifted fudge about 2 years ago, Brent and Lana. I don't know if Jordan's still watching, but if he is, I'm sure he enjoyed your fudge. And also, maybe Jordan will host a shift for me when I'm at 5 a.m. or whenever he's up. We're on different time zones. Jordan's based out of Florida, but I like to have different people. I don't look at other YouTubers as competition, especially ones who came before me and who have proven that you can live doing this and also bring enjoyment to everybody. Okay, no more orders. Have we reached an order? And we'll take one last look, and then okay, then I'm done for the evening. Okay, and if you are watching and you order, it's fine. I'll sign it off camera or maybe on Wednesday. Anyone else got anything? Yeah, King Diamond versus Striper. Michael Sweet talked about in my first interview how he met King Diamond. He talks about all kinds of stuff. I think you'll like it. Now let's talk about homework. What do you guys got to do? Well, you got to like this video. You don't have to, but it would be appreciated if you like this video. You should thank the people who gave away the memberships tonight because they're the ones also who keep this going. But you want to like, you want to comment, you want to subscribe. I find it hard to believe anyone hasn't subscribed, but if you haven't, it's free. Go ahead and do it. After that, I would like you to watch the interview with Carolyn Grimes. I think you'll enjoy it. Get you in the Christmas spirit. Be motivated that at 85 years old, you can still do anything. I don't think I hope I make it. And then on top of that, if you want to watch the trading cards video, give it a, am I supposed to do something? The trading card video. then watch that one too. With Bullet Boys, Pretty Boy Floyd, and Up to Nothing Rat. I quote Christmas Vacation. I quote the original Vacation probably more, but I quote them all year round, all day and all night around. And Jason's got his balls to the walls. I sure do. They want you to say the blessing. And yes, like and subscribe. If you don't like and subscribe, it's not right. It's not right. And then we're going to tot it up. That's a Wednesday 13 expression. We're going to tot it up on Wednesday with the Toys for Tots. And 'tis the season to be merry. Well, that's my name. No shit. Anyway, I could talk to you guys forever. I appreciate it. This is what Santa Claus looked like when I was a kid. Some people celebrate the birth of Christ, and that's okay. I celebrate the birth of Claus. Everyone has their own thing. And you know what? I don't judge. All right, guys and girls and men and women and they and them, or 6, 7, whatever. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you on Wednesday. We're going to have a good time. Thank you for everything.